I found this old clip the other day. My son golfing in Australia about 2014. Just a few seconds, but it wrecked me because 10 years flew by and it still feels like yesterday. And if you're a dad, I want you to hear this. I want you to really grab hold, especially as a divorced dad, what this looks like and the meaning behind it. Because when I started to think back about this, I'm going to show you why it matters and what you can do differently to make today matter even more. Okay. Because this 10 years ago, think of your own self, your own photos with your kids, what that was like 10 years ago, those memories, those moments. And listen, you get less than 1,000 Saturdays with your kids before they turn 18. Just remember that. And this moment is real. Your time with your kids is real. And I don't want you to just continue going through the motions of maybe building a business or maybe being distracted by something else or maybe just sitting on a couch. I want to give you my flaws, my mess ups, my hang ups so that you don't do the same thing and you do something that's better. I want to give you there's a few things that most dads ignore. Most dads ignore that you think you have time and you don't. That's what most people ignore. You think you have time and you don't. Your kids grow up like this. Bam, right? The business meetings, the deadlines, the hustle, none of that will hold your hand at the end, right? Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1 says that everything there's a season and some seasons don't come back. I hope this is just awakening, just an alert, just an awareness of where your time is being spent. And does that really align with what you want with your kids? You know, somebody shared this with me the other day about when your kids have a tough day or they're a challenge. Maybe they're little and they just are crying all the time. Whatever that might be, I want you to imagine this scenario. I want you to imagine you're 80 years old. You're 80 years old and you get to have that moment at 80. You get to come back and see your kids again and be at that age. And I wonder what your perspective would be at 80. Because I know for me, if I was at 80, I would just be grateful to be there, thankful to be there, that I have them for those moments, because those moments are like a vapor. The next thing I want to put your way, just become aware to it. We measure wins in revenue, but real wins look like this, right? Revenue is important. Cash flow is important. Making those things in your business is important. But I want you to reflect on this. And I was convicted by this just the other day as I was putting my kids to bed because it became too quick. And I said to myself, Anthony, you don't get this moment back. You don't get the bedtime stories again. You don't get the chalk on the sidewalk again. You don't get these moments where this image that I had of my son at the driving range when he's, 7, 8 years old, just swinging, just barely swinging it. Now he's much older. He's 10 years older. You don't get that moment again. And remember it. Psalms 90 and verse 12 says, teach us to number our days. Why? So you're intentional. And so that you can enjoy the moment. How many times have you sat on the couch and maybe you've just watched, TV or whatever might be going on? Your kids are playing and you say, well, they're busy and they're playing and I'm doing this. And I just wonder if you were to look back and say, you know what? I wish I could have another play moment with my children. I wonder, especially divorce, when you split the time in half, when it becomes 50-50, every one of those moments becomes so intentional. You have half the time now, and therefore you can become more intentional. I want you to notice at this moment in time and this awareness of what is happening. And if you are divorced or you're separated, whatever it is, sure. Is it 50-50? Yes. Can you be more intentional? Yes. Does that 50-50 actually become more time because you're more intentional? Yes, it does. And I believe even the scriptures talk to us and tell us that the Lord redeems our time. And I believe that those of you that are followers of Christ, that time can be redeemed. Right? Intentional. Put the phone down. Say no to the unnecessary. Soak up the moment. Ask questions. Be curious. Play those games with your kids. I know I've been doing it more and more lately. Little games and things and those. I don't normally like to do that, but you know what? I don't get that moment back. I want to be intentional. One of the last things is that you'll never regret time spent with your kids. You know it and I know it. And legacy is not what you leave in your will, it's what they say about you when you're gone. Your kids don't care how successful you are, they care how present you were. And not just present, because I talked about this in a little bit more detail, but it's not just present, it's the attitude of your presence. You can be present in a room with somebody, but not with an attitude of I want to be there, of I'm engaging in this moment with you. I challenge you to do that. You can build a great 7-figure business and lose your family if you're not careful. You can slow down, you can lead with faith, you can build a legacy that outlives you. Look, this moment with you is not about nostalgia. It's not about you regretting the past. It's about you being mindful of the present, the gift that it is, and that you are creating a future for them, a future for them. You're becoming all that God has you to be as a dad to them. So, forward focus, moving into that, being intentional, being present. If this resonates with you, if you feel like this is a call and a stir and you need to get intentional, you need to get a program, you need to get a system in place to do this, to balance the business, to grow the revenue, to dominate dad life without burning out, without going insane, message me. Links below. Schedule a call. Let's build something out that you can go and accelerate faster than you have ever been before. It's not a joke. It's not impossible. It's actually right there before your eyes. Thank you for watching. God bless you. I'll see you on the next one.